So to set the scene for this video, I want to play a clip with some very interesting comments, shade, and hate from one Fat Joe towards Kendrick Lamar and his Grammys. Let's take a listen.
Congratulations to him. I heard Jay-Z congratulated him. Yeah, you know, it just started giving young guys Grammys. You know, when we was coming up, you know, Flavor Flav was like, who gives a damn about a goddamn Grammy? Because they wasn't giving it to us. So just know, congratulations, Kendrick Lamar.
So though there may be nothing better than former artists commentating on the thing that they used to do best, which is make hip hop music, there's an issue brewing as to whether the respect that they think they deserve, they will actually receive from today's hip hop stars. Let's get into it. All the thoughts and views expressed in this video are the opinion of Professor Lex and for entertainment purposes only. Now, if you rock with the channel, hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet. And if you're on mobile, swipe left on the comments and hit that hype button for me. So there's three situations I want to highlight that shows this problem very clearly. There's the Fat Joe hate of Kendrick Lamar and bias towards Drake. There's the long-standing back and forth love and hate relationship between Joe Budden and Drake. And then there's the J. Cole versus Camron lawsuit. Now I'm gonna start with the lawsuit because though it seems that J. Cole is the villain in this situation because Camron says so in his explanation of the situation, let's take a listen right quick.
Me and J. Cole are cool, or was cool. This is exactly what happened. Being a man is keeping your word. And I know everybody's busy and everybody has things to do, but if I give you my word 4 or 5 times, I got to do it. So on his first project he did, I did an intro for him. I did the record for him for his intro. I told him I may need a verse whenever I get a project done. He said, cool. He had another project. I did a record in 20 minutes. I knocked that shit out and went off about my business. I need a verse. I'm exaggerating, but he's like the shock rain right now. And you know, the moon got aligned with the stars. And you know, when I write, I put my all into it. Okay, let's put your all into it then. You know what I'm saying? You called me twice to do something, and I did it. One day you have 48 hours to do it. Then I knocked the other thing out as soon as I came to New York, because you ain't want to send me a record, you want to be in the studio with me. I knocked it out. Cool, you don't give me the record. Then I said, you know what, forget the record. Let's do an interview. Bet I got you. I got a project coming out in June. Let's do it around there. Cool, June is coming. Oh, we pushed the album back. I don't want to just do an interview. All right, cool. Now we're going to do it in October. All right, I'll call you back in October. Yo, what's up? Oh man, killer, you say I tell you October, you call October, huh, nigga? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. So now this is when all the beef is going on with Kendrick Lamar. I can't do it now because I don't feel like talking about that right now. I said, look, I'll do the interview. I won't even bring that up. He says, nah, I can't do no interview and not talk about it. All right, well, when can I get the interview? Yo, February, definitely. February, I'm dead ass on February. February come. Yo, what's up? Oh shit. Yo, I'm still working, man.
Now, when I first heard this response from Camron, I was completely on his side. And even when I saw J. Cole's response through his lawyers, I was kind of still on Camron's side. But then I thought about it for a second. J. Cole is known for one thing. It's for killing features a lot, right? J. Cole will pop up on a feature with random artist number 1 and then pop up on a feature with Drake or Royce da 5'9", right? So the fact that J. Cole couldn't get this verse done for Camron doesn't really make any sense. I think what more happened is J. Cole doesn't think he owes Camron a verse. I think that he thinks he pulled Camron up out of the obscurity of irrelevance to put him on the features that he put him on. Now, this is further highlighted in the lyrics from Bronx Zoo Freestyle on the Birthday Blizzard mixtape, where J. Cole simply states somewhere along the way, I hate to say we lost shame, grown men peddling gossip of all things. I remember when it was rapping and ball playing, now the bread and butter is yapping and parlaying. Then we come down a little bit, nowadays you can make a grip commentating if you master 2 skills, either dick riding or hating. Now in this verse here, J. Cole kind of explains how he sees the former MCs who are now podcasters, and he even gave them a kind of sarcastic shout out later on in the mixtape. So there is this overarching idea that I think the former MCs, who were mid-tier legends at best, think that they are more important than they actually are in the eyes of today's current hip hop stars, especially the big three. This was extremely highlighted when Drake got tired of Joe Budden taking shots at him and responded with his long dissertation note on IG towards Joe Budden, where he basically minimized Joe Budden's whole rap career. And their beef stems from a younger Drake basically taking Joe Budden's then girlfriend, I believe, or ex-girlfriend out for a day at the water park, and who knows what else happened after that. There's a lot of drama and accusations around this time period of Joe Budden and that situation. So Joe Budden has always had a love-hate relationship with Drake, because I believe Joe Budden saw Drake as his little mans, as Drake used to mimic him, as I showed in a previous video. But then Drake would eventually snake him for his girl and also approach Joe Budden as though Joe Budden was, again, an irrelevant old school rapper, even though he bit his style early on in his career, right? But the style didn't work for him, so Drake would have less respect for the style, I guess, as a mimic and clone as he is, right? So then we get to Fat Joe's hate. Speaking of Drake, get to Fat Joe's hate of Kendrick Lamar. Now, I believe it's simply comes from not only Kendrick's mantra of, "A dot, can I get a drop?" I'm like, nigga, no, right? Which means Kendrick don't F with everybody or people who don't F with him and TDE and the West in general. Now, I'm sure that they get a lot of requests, especially Kendrick Lamar, for features and such, and he doesn't always respond. And I think that a lot of people take that as disrespect or anything like that. I think it's just artistic choice and expression. But same thing with J. Cole and the Camron situation. They don't see you as important enough or relevant enough for them to take time out to, whether it be interview with you, do a feature with you, or whatever it is. So there's a disconnect in how the current hip hop stars see these mid-tier legends and how the mid-tier legends think that the current hip hop stars should view them, right? I think that they view them in a lot lesser position than they view themselves. Of course, that would be natural, right? But the hate also has another layer of kind of skullduggery to it, as I would say. There's relationship allegiances that are playing out here. When you hear Fat Joe shade Kendrick Lamar like he did in the video that I played in the intro, and then have all this to say about J. Cole that I'll play in this clip right here.
You said J. Cole. I don't look at him the same. He ain't come outside. Sometimes you tell me, Joe, you want the 100 million, this, that, you got to say the truth. I don't look at him the same. The fucking sword is dull. I don't care what he spit. Because I've been listening to him spitting. I always said he's one of the greatest. And all that is irrelevant to me when you're talking all that gangster shit and they call you to the yard and you don't step outside. I can't look at you. That's like you seeing the dude who they always told you, and you know, you always thought he was tough. And you see some other kingpin nigga, some smack his cheek off and the nigga, my bad, and walk off. I'm keeping it a buck with you. That's how I look at the
music,
shit.
man. The music is great.
I don't give a fuck if you lose. I never forget Everlast and Eminem. Everlast definitely knew he couldn't beat Eminem, but he came outside to the yard. He came outside. And so that's just how I look at it. Big up J. Cole, the whole crew, North Carolina and all that, but he caught stage fright. Supposed to come outside, man. He did.
He did, man.
All right.
He bowed out gracefully, but that don't never mean he wasn't. I mean, we come from all call outs.
What they say in the Game of Thrones, what they say, the North never forgets. Remember when the Starks come? They go, the North never forgets. Yeah, you're not waiting 6 months to let the smoke clear to come back outside and talk legendary and all that.
There's something else going on besides just a disrespect factor. Although I think that is the main factor, is that the current stars just don't have the same regard for these rappers as they think that they should. But I think that, especially in the case of Kendrick and J. Cole, they see something else that is an underlying problem, and it has to do with the relationship to a perceived op, and that is Drake. Now, for a lot of people in the music industry, Drake has been seen as a meal ticket for the last 10 years at least, right? Those who are struggling to find their footing, whether it be in the media space, whether it be in the music creation space itself, who don't have the talent to push through, they've always used Drake as a sort of stimulus package to get interest into themselves, right? And this is something that we're gonna hear a lot on the Iceman album. I'm just gonna predict that right now, so get ready for it. But there's something that has developed out of that. And it's something that I like to call the secret society of OV hoes. Because when you look at the clip that I just played with Fat Joe, it was prompted by Jadakiss talking about hearing some of the Birthday Blizzard freestyles, I believe, and saying Cole's got a lot to say and he liked what he had to say. Now, Jadakiss has been in some of the better hip hop battles in history. So for Jadakiss, who's more of an MC, way more of an MC than Fat Joe is, and to be battle tested, to be able to still want to hear what Cole has to say, and then Fat Joe to go on that diatribe, there's something else at play. And that is Fat Joe's allegiance to Drake. Okay? Camron also has somewhat of an allegiance to Drake. During the battle, Cam and Mace were very much Team Drake, right? Out of nowhere. Now we know that Drake is a huge Dipset stan and he pandered to them a lot. Opposite of what J. Cole did, right? And J. Cole hiring Drake's lawyers to work this case is kind of a double switch kind of move there, right? Because you filing lawsuits like Drake, so let me hire these lawyers who will work for anybody who has the money to fight this case. It's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic that we're seeing playing out here, which I will discuss in the next video, the secret society of OV hoes, where we're gonna have a little fun in speculating about some of these situations and some of this stuff that seems to come out of left field. Is it still people trying to save Drake's career and his image so that they can still benefit from him being somewhat of a top artist at this point because they have relationships and they have done all this pandering and eating off his career in the first place? Shout out to DJ Khaled and everybody over there on that side. The saga continues. That's all I got for this one, man. Let me know what you think in the comments below, man. Hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Share this video, tell a friend and tell a friend. If you are on mobile, swipe left on the comments, hit that hype button for me. Help boost the channel in the algorithm and get it suggested to more people. As always, thank y'all for watching and we out.